No. Don't. Aid Alpha TV. Hello?
Yo, can you hear me, bro?
Yes, I can. You're a little loud, actually. I'll adjust you on my end, though. Don't.
My fault. My fault.
Chat, let me know if the audio is okay. DK, let me know if the audio is okay. So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
All right, so I got a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? I just want to ask, how much time do I have?
It really just depends how the conversation's going. If it's a subject that I'm not really that interested in, it might go short. If it's something like a good debate, then we'll just keep going. I don't know.
All right, bro. So, first of all, I want to let you know I'm a very big Andrew Tate fan, and I want to discuss him later.
Well, hold on. So right off the bat, I'm going to stop you. I feel like you're already trolling me because the last Andrew Tate fan I came on was started to claim that he was a troll. And so it made me feel like I was wasting my time.
I'm not trolling. I'm like, I generally want to understand because, like, you know, I go to college and girls at my college, like, they don't like him. So I'm just like trying to seek to understand the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like what the issue is. Because, like, do you like, what do you not agree with what he says? Like, what does he say that you don't like agree with? Because I'm like genuinely trying to understand. Seriously.
Well, did you see my conversation with the other Tate fan?
I mean, really? Okay, you know, let me bring up some of like the comments that he says that I think are true, that I think you probably disagree with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, sorry, my fault. Do you believe that men should be out like providers and women should be like at home? Like, do you agree with that? Like that social role? Do you agree with that? Like, just trying to get like a basic
I do not. No, I don't agree with that. So what I agree with, yeah. So what I agree with is that they can do those things, and I have nothing wrong with people doing that. My issue is usually the prescriptive nature of certain claims like that. So if you were to be descriptive and say men are on average the ones making the money and women on average are the ones staying home with the kids, that would be true descriptively. But when you say men should be the ones out making money and women should be at home with the kids, that's when I start to disagree. I don't think people should be that way. I think that people should pursue what works best for their own lives and the best thing for their own family unit.
I'm pretty sure that like on average, like the families, like especially with kids, tend to do better when the man is outside providing. Like what were you when you brought up in a house where your dad probably went out to work and your mother stayed at home taking care?
Yes, but I don't know where the evidence is that they do better under those circumstances. Most evidence suggests that children do best being raised in an environment where there are two parents who love each other and a sound and stable socioeconomic situation. So I don't think that would necessarily apply. Like the woman needs to be the one at home with the kids. Because similarly, a man being at home with the kids, maybe he's doing the chores. Maybe they have a complete total role reversal, okay? He's at home with the kids doing the chores. He's still providing for his family.
But women, don't they tend to be better on average at doing things to do with the home? Like for example, cooking. On average, women would be better cooks because they're better at nursing. It's also why women statistically, on average, more in the teacher space, you know? They tend to be teachers more than men because they're better at that nurturing type of style. So like cooking for the children, you know, helping out in the house and staying with the kids at home.
So the thing is that some women are better at that. And you would also expect women on average to be better with that. So I'm not denying that either. But the thing is you have to look into is, well, why? I don't think women are just like born with some biological predisposition to be the nurturer. I think that a lot of the times these are, well, hold on. I think that a lot of the times these are socially constructed roles that people are, again, forced into. So, for example, when you talk about like women being natural nurturers, I brought this up with the last guy, but like a huge percentage of women are depressed as stay-at-home moms. And there's this study here that shows women who care for their parents are twice as likely to suffer from depressive or anxious symptoms as non-caregivers and are less likely to have their own health needs met. 54% had one or more chronic health conditions. And still, there was even another one. An analysis by Bowling Green University found that female and adult child caregivers generally reported having more negative experiences than male and spouse caregivers, with wife caregivers least likely to report positive experiences. So it's actually interesting because you would almost expect the man to have a more positive experience, because odds are he's in that role because he's chosen to be in that role and he wants to do it. A lot of the times women are sort of given this pressure to fit into a certain box that they might not necessarily fit into. So again, I'm fine with women being nurturers. I'm fine with the traditional family unit. I think all that's fine and dandy. It's really just the forceful nature where I take a problem.
Very interesting, because I thought I read somewhere that men who are at home kind of playing the woman's role tend to be like more depressed on average than men who are out there, like providing for their family. But that is very
That
interesting
could
to
just
say
be,
that.
sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. I want to make sure I give you enough time to talk, but that could also be because it can be depressing just in general to be at home with the kids. It's isolating. It can be lonely. So, I mean, women are more depressed as stay-at-home moms compared to their employed counterparts, for example. So some of that might just be you're more isolated. Being with kids all day can be very exhausting and lonely. Again, even if that were the case, that doesn't account for the fact that most female caregivers are reporting negative, or excuse me, female caregivers are disproportionately reporting negative experiences and negative feelings. You would think if they were naturally meant for this role that they wouldn't be struggling with it.
Very interesting. That is very, very interesting. I'm very surprised by that. I can't lie. It technically shouldn't be the case, but I see where you're coming from. Another point is about clinical depression. Do you believe depression is an actual thing?
So is this, I guess, are we still kind of generally on the Andrew Tate thing? Because I love me the Andrew Tate debates. So I'm
Yeah,
fine
bro.
staying on this
Yeah,
one.
I'm genuinely trying to understand. Like, do you genuinely believe it is a thing? Because I don't know. I haven't seen many of your debates, but I heard a lot of people in like your area believe that it's like not a real thing. I mean, it is a real thing, and I tend to fall on the side that like it's not a natural thing and it can be fixed by like going to the gym or something.
Yeah, so first of all, it's not my opinion that depression is a real thing. It is literally an objective fact. Like you can look at
Really?
yes, you can look at brain scans of people who have clinical depression compared to people who don't, and they have different sizes of certain areas in their brain. So I think there's something to do with the hippocampus. Depression is something very unique and very complicated. So yes, the notion that depression is or isn't real, this is not something to debate. It's an objective fact that depression is real. So yes, depression exists, but on the flip side, again, a lot of this, I feel like you're kind of presenting a dichotomy. So like depression can be real clinically, according to medical experts and whatnot, but also you can benefit depression by going to the gym, by going outside, by spending time in the sun, by working hard, by trying to not get caught in a negative thought pattern. These are all good things to do. And some people are able to literally go to the gym and exercise themselves out of depression in some ways. But that doesn't mean that depression in and of itself is not real.
Because I don't believe it can be fixed by like a pill. I feel like people will tend to try to like just fix it like with a pill instead and waste their money, but then they can just literally go to the gym, work out more. Like, have you taken antidepressants or anything like that?
I'm on antidepressants, yeah.
Like, do you actually believe that you need them, or do you believe you could like improve your happiness by just like
I think
for
I could do
example working out
both.
more and
Yeah, so I think I could do both. So for example, first of all, it's not supposed to be that like you take a pill and it's magically fixing you. That's not how that medication is even supposed to work. So the way that it works is usually, at least the way I describe it for me, is that I still have depression now. I still struggle with that. However, the medication sort of helps you get out of the debilitating stage of depression. So when you talk about like, let's go to the gym, first of all, the gym costs money also. I mean, if we're going to talk about the price of medication, the gym would probably cost money as well. But for some
probably on
people with
average less.
depression, well, for some people with depression, it can be so bad that like getting out of bed in the morning is actually challenging because of this disgusting internal feeling you have of just not wanting to do anything, so much so that you would really prefer to just not even exist. So for some people like that, they probably know if I were to go to the gym, that might help, but it's hard to even get to that point when you're in really bad depression. So the medication can come in, help you kind of get out of the debilitating stage, and then you should, not just can, but you should take steps to further improve depression. Yes, go to the gym if that's what you want to do. Even just go on walks. Just go outside, spend time in the sun, Try to eat healthier. These are all things that you should do to try to benefit depression. But again, it's not, should I do that or take the medication? You really should do both if, again, medication is what you need. Medication is not for everybody.
Damn. Damn, man. You like, it's crazy. Like, you talk for quite long. I can't lie.
I talked for quite a long time. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you talk like, damn, you speak really quick. I can't lie. Like, it's like trying to catch on to everything you're saying. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Me personally, I feel like everyone just like wants to take a pill these days, and no one actually wants to improve it. Like they just like want to go for the easy option, and it kind of links to like society making men weaker and wanting to feminize men. Instead of trying to fix these issues by men actually. On average, I'd say men are more depressed than women, and there's a lot more depressed men than there are women for other reasons as well. But yeah, I just feel like society is just really trying to feminize men and make them weak, and it's trying to masculinize women.
So I don't know how this ties in. First of all, I would disagree with that in and of itself. I think that when you talk about society wanting to make men more feminine, that's usually talking about men being more open about their emotions or something like that, which is actually really good for men to do. So I think I would have a little bit of a disagreement there, but I'm not sure how taking antidepressants ties into that at all.
Like they're trying to make an easy option instead of like trying to make men be men, work hard, and they're like trying to make things easy. Life is hard. That is life in general. And
yeah, but
like,
you
by
have to
providing a
understand
very
that there's
easy
a
option,
difference. Okay, yeah, sure. And I agree with you that like principally speaking, in general, just opting for the quote easy way out is probably not a very good way to build character even. I don't know if that's even something just for men. I think that in general, if you're consistently opting for the easy way out, that might not be good. It might demonstrate that like you need to build character or whatnot. So I agree with you there, but I don't know how taking medication is the easy way out. I don't think that that's the easy way out. I think if anything, isn't that just taking accountability? You're recognizing a problem, and then you are doing the most reasonable thing. Again, hypothetically, this person would, I guess, be diagnosed, and their doctor and whatnot would say that they need medication. How is that the easy way out?
I mean, all you have to do is just go to a doctor, be like, give me some pills, and they charge you a stupidly high price and then give you the pills.
No, they don't.
Instead of
This is the thing is like, as somebody who's actually gotten medication, it's not at all like that. First, you have to be diagnosed. So you're not just going to walk in and be like, give me pills. Second of all, it's not even that expensive because most of the major antidepressant brands are covered by insurance.
Interesting point. Very interesting point. Fair enough. I guess you have your opinion. I dispute some of the facts you were saying, but I understand that you hold the opinion. Although it's wrong, I can understand why you'd hold it. Anyways,
how do you feel that it's wrong? Do you want to talk about? Well, I don't want you to go yet. I think that this is a valuable discussion.
Okay, all right.
And I don't get a chance to talk to Andrew Tate fans for very long all the time. So I mean, if you need to go, it's fine. But if you want to stick around, we can.
No. I can discuss it. It's just that it's just a lot of what you say is just false. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
But like, how?
It's quite false.
What's false? Because like so far, nothing I've said is just an opinion. Well, that's not true. I've given my opinion on some things, but as far as the issue of like depression existing and you need to be diagnosed in order to get medication, like these are just facts.
I just feel like people like try and put themselves in this mindset where like, oh, I can't do anything, when it's just false. And society like pushes this narrative like, oh, you need to go to antidepressant. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I really think that you could like get off your antidepressants, and if you went to the gym, I know I bring that up a lot, or even exercise in general, play some sports. Like, I don't know if you play sports and did that, you could genuinely fix it. Like, it would be like magic rather than getting a pill, because it makes you self-reliant. It makes you more reliant on the pill, and you rely on it, and it's not good. You know what I'm saying?
No, because, well, first of all, yeah, like you're going to be somewhat reliant on the medication. Just to be crystal clear, I don't actually think there's anything wrong with having a dependence on certain things, as long as that long-term dependence does not lead to a harm. So in the case of antidepressants, yes, you do rely on it, but it's doing a benefit. And again, I don't know why this is either or. It shouldn't be just take your magic pill and stop feeling sad, LOL, roll over and give up after that. No, it should be the medication helps you get out of this debilitating stage of I literally hate existing to the point that I kind of want to just kill myself. You kind of get past that to the point where, yeah, I have depression. It's hard to feel happy. And then you can start taking steps to further improve. Go to the gym, work out, eat healthier, all that stuff. I agree with that in general, but I don't know. It's not like a dichotomy. It's not either or. It would just be both. Again, assuming, just for the sake of argument, assuming that this hypothetical we're talking about, the person has been diagnosed, the person has been prescribed this medication. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying people should just go on medication. I'm not saying if you have a little bit of depression that instantly you should get on pills. I'm not making any claims like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And people in my chat
I
are,
think
sorry to cut you off one more time, but people in the chat are bringing up some good points that like people in the NFL have struggled with depression. And I mean, they're incredibly active. Their job revolves around them being active.
that is just like, I feel like in the NFL they tend to earn quite, like, even another point is like they tend to earn quite a bit of money. They're just making excuses at that point, like, and like they honestly should not be depressed. Like there is no reason why they should be depressed. You
Wait,
know what I'm saying?
there's no reason I should be depressed. I make a good amount of
No.
money. I'm happy with my family. I have 2 kids that are great. My wife is awesome. She stays at
Then
home
what are
too.
you sad about?
That's the That's
You
what you're
like
not. Wait, stop. That's what you're not understanding is depression being a mental illness. It's not rational. That's why it needs to be treated. It's not like, oh, I'm just sad because I wish that my McDonald's got here sooner. Now I'm depressed. That's just called being sad or being lazy or whatever. Depression is irrationally feeling unhappy and miserable despite the fact that you shouldn't feel that way. That's the
that
irrational
is
mental illness.
I do not see how it magically just comes out of nowhere, you feeling sad, and like I can't conceptualize that, like how you just magically start feeling awful. Usually there's some sort of trigger event that can be fixed, but I don't understand. I
I
don't
sent you
believe
something
there's any
on
research behind that.
I sent you something to your direct messages if you want to take a look. It's
Oh,
just
okay, all right.
from Mayo Clinic. It's a PET scan of the brain for depression. And you can see the big difference between a depressed brain and a non-depressed brain. And compare brain activity during periods of depression with normal brain activity. An increase of blue and green colors along with a decreased white and yellow areas shows decreased brain activity due to depression. So that's the thing is, I feel like you're halfway there. You're correct in that there's no reason to feel sad. You make money. You have a family that loves you. You have a good career. There's nothing that's like triggered this. That's why it's depression. That's why it's a sickness, because it's irrational. Do you
And it
understand?
can only be fixed by pills. It can't be fixed by, you have to take the
Hold on.
pills.
I know that you know that is not my position. I've never said it can only be fixed by pills or that pills are the only option. I said for some people, they might be able to exercise themselves out of depression. Sure. But if you're doing everything right and you're still struggling with depression, talking to your doctor and considering medication based on what your doctor says, not based on what me, random YouTube streamer, says, then yeah, I don't think that that's wrong at all. You might need the pill to kind of push you finally over the edge, at least, and bring you more into a state of positive mindset. I don't know if any of this is really a problem.
Okay, all right, bro. I see where you're coming from. I can maybe understand a bit.
Do you understand what I'm saying about the depression thing, at least? That like this whole idea that it's not real, just it doesn't make sense to me. And even when a minute ago you said like they make a lot of money. I mean, there are a ton of famous people who have committed suicide. Like, and they've
They're
made
just weak now. That's just being weak at that point.
You just don't
Like,
understand
do
at all.
you know how many people are struggling? Like, I don't even mean to be disrespectful, but there is like tons of struggling people,
That's part of the
and
paradox of depression. So like if you wake up every morning and your mindset is focused on how am I going to get my next meal, you're not really going to have, well, you might have depression, but that's not going to be a primary concern for you because you're focused on more primal needs at the time. It's usually, that's why it's, again, paradoxical. Once you are in a place where you're past, I'm no longer afraid of not getting food for the day. I'm not concerned about finding shelter. These are all things that we have. So your brain starts to change and adapt. And that's oftentimes when depression can become even more noticeable. Again, I'm acknowledging that it's paradoxical. I'm also acknowledging that it's irrational because there's no reason to feel sad. But for you to say these people are weak, come on. You have to know that that's bullshit.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about, man. Everyone's become weaker. Like, 50 years ago, you start saying, "Oh, I'm depressed." Like, they would have been like, "Come on now, get your stuff together." Like,
But
and I feel like,
I don't care what
you
people
know,
used to do. A lot of the things people used to do was bad. At some point, if somebody said I'm depressed, they probably would have been taken against their will to get a lobotomy. Like, just if we used to do things a certain way doesn't mean that's the way things should be. And if we now have literal brain scans showing that depression is real, and we also know that depression is a illness, it's not like I had a bad day, I'm depressed, then it just, the logical conclusion is, okay, then it might need treatment. For some people, that treatment could be going outside, getting friends, sunshine, working out, eating healthy. For other people, it could be that plus medication. How is this weak?
bro, you seem very, very emotional on this topic. That's very, very interesting.
Are you
Fair
really going to
enough.
pull this?
I mean,
Come on,
I guess you're entitled to.
no,
I'm
you're
just
starting to wait,
saying
wait, wait,
how,
wait, wait. No,
like,
no, 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 no. Stop. You're not going to pull that shit on me and then just start rambling again. I'm not being emotional. When I get passionate about topics and I talk passionately, that is not me being emotional. I have not given you any
hey,
emotion thus far. I've given you facts and evidence that support my claim. If anyone's being emotional, it's you. You might be talking more
hey,
calmly and
I'm
not as
chilling.
passionately. However, you have not brought any factual information to the table.
I feel like your facts are a bit biased, you know what I'm saying? But, by all means, you can, go to your sources. But I have, personal experience that, like, validates what I'm saying. But by all means, you're entitled to your opinion.
But do you realize that
Well,
having a personal experience that validates what you're saying is completely valid? We all have personal experiences. However, for you to take your own personal experience and then extrapolate to the rest of people, to other people, is wrong. That's where you kind of are screwing up, I feel like. For you to say in my personal life I had a friend who had depression, he went to the gym and it really helped a lot. Cool. I believe you. But for you to say because of my personal experience, people with depression are just fake or faking it and they should just go to the gym, that's where you're making a mistake.
sure, sure, sure. All right. Well, I go just like maybe like one last topic area that I want to speak to you about.
Okay.
Do you believe men and women can be friends?
Um I guess we're just gonna drop the depression topic then, I guess. I mean, I'm okay
I mean,
moving off of
hey,
it.
I
It's
mean,
just you say it's
like,
biased. How's a brain scan biased? Like, it's a brain scan.
see, like, I don't know where you're getting these sources from. They could like be,
Mayo
edited. They could
Clinic.
have changed stuff.
You think, okay, do you think Mayo Clinic, a reputable medical
Is
institution
that
slash
food?
website, is faking and photoshopping brain scans for depression? Are you
You say
seriously?
mayonnaise, bro? What Mayo Clinic? That's what it's a food. What the, bro? See, yeah, I mean, they just don't seem like that legitimate, to be honest.
Type in
I'm sorry, but
depression brain scans and click
they might have.
images. Click images.
But I feel like, yeah, but that's part of the programming that society they're trying to do. They're trying to make this stuff seem real when in reality it's not. They're trying to push this. Yes, depression is real, and and I feel like you're very emotional about it because like you want to feel depressed in a way. You want to still believe that you can't cure this stuff by doing simple stuff that doesn't require pills. And they've got you trapped in a mindset. And it's
You're
all the
literally like
programming,
you're trying to
from the
program
matrix.
you're trying to program me right now because I've said nothing but the opposite this entire conversation thus far. I have said that for some people going to the gym and getting friends and working out can work and you should do that regardless of whether you take medication or not. I've already
You
conceded
shouldn't
that.
need the
But I think that
medication.
part of the problem that you're running into is this mindset of because there is such overwhelming evidence proving your claim about depression wrong, rather than accepting maybe you're just wrong, you instead go, well, this is the programming. There's a bigger conspiracy to manipulate us all to believe that depression is real by various different medical institutions, some public, some private, doing brain scans showing there's a difference of depressed brains versus normal brains. Like, you're believing an even bigger story to just account for the fact, to cope over the fact that you're just wrong. You're just wrong about this, dude. This isn't programming. There's just a mountain of evidence that proves you incorrect.
All right, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, you seem very upset about this, and it's probably because you are on, pills. You know what I'm saying? And I understand where you're coming from, but I
Yeah.
just,
I took so
yeah,
many
you
pills
just
today.
do seem
It's
very
causing me to
emotional
go
on this,
crazy.
bro.
Do you know what it means to be
Honest,
emotional? Like, do you realize that me being
bro, you
heated
are
and
like, you
passionate
know
is
what I'm
not
saying?
emotional,
Like,
right?
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good, bro. I'm trying to help you, you know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to waste your money on these bills and stuff. And you seem very, keen on your evidence, like as if you don't even consider changing your mind, you know what I'm saying?
You
Like you just
clearly
seem
haven't
very
followed me
keen
very
on
long,
this.
which is okay. I mean, I used to be a massive conservative content creator, and I changed my mind on virtually all my politics. So my mind is very much willing to be changed. It's just when I see various different medical institutions all coming to the same conclusion, then I'm more inclined to believe that because it's evidence rather than Aid Alpha TV Discord user number 123 saying, actually, if you just work out some more, you'll be all better, bro. I'm probably going to trust doctors over random Discord caller. So when you come on here and say, one, that I'm being emotional when I'm not, I'm just being passionate. I don't know what the problem is with that. And then when you say you're trying to help me, you're not helping me at all. So far with your denial of reality, if anything, it's making me more depressed. I need to go take an extra pill now because of you.
All right, bro. I mean, all right, man. Okay. Do you even are you even gonna consider that maybe they're wrong? Like, are you just like 100% hard set? Nah, this is you 100% believing. You don't
Well,
even want to like maybe consider
consider that who's wrong exactly? All of these medical
like,
institutions are all lying to me?
hey, bro, like anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see a
If
narrative
anything is
being pushed.
possible,
Like,
isn't it
the
possible that
left is
some
like,
brain scans show that depression exists?
I'm just saying is that they're really trying to push a narrative, and it seems like you've been like caught by like the programming and stuff, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure if there's much hope left for you, man, but
I
I
mean, you're
really
like a
do wish you
massive
some
bot
way,
right here. The fact that you would come on here and deny all of reality because Andrew Tate told you that it's the Matrix or something, like you're acting like a
I
bot.
mean,
I've come to this conclusion
you
by
don't
critical thinking and evidence and research. You've come to these conclusions because of your personal experience, what you feel, and what Big Daddy Tate said.
you don't see any problems like with what you're like thinking. You don't consider that maybe Tate is right. Have you even considered that? Have you even like looked into like the reasoning and stuff? Like,
I think
I'm
that
just
Tate is
saying,
right
like,
about some stuff. I don't think Tate's wrong about like every single thing he says. I think that there are things that he says that I probably would even agree with. It's usually just his overall narrative that I have a problem with.
overall narrative. I mean, his overall narrative is correct, but I mean,
People are
damn,
saying
that's
that
like
that
it's
you
unfortunate.
have to be a troll.
I'm being serious. I'm genuinely trying to help you. You seem like a very nice guy, and I want you to like, I'm hoping that your kids are raised correctly, but
How old are
what I'm
you?
saying? Like, I'm 19, bro, but
Okay, these kids being raised correctly. I'm 26, okay? Married man with 2 kids, all right? Sit down,
nah,
Skippy. I'm the grown up
I'm
here,
just
all right?
hey, all right, man, I'm just helping you out, bro. Wishing the best for you and your wife, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, just let it be
Is
known
your
that
does your
you
wife agree with you?
well
Does she agree with like your
yeah, on
views?
some things she agrees with me. We agree with each other on definitely on more things than we don't, but we also get into our fair share of arguments and debates.
Hmm. Does she agree with you that depression is or clinical is real and all of that stuff that you just said?
Yes, because she's married me and she's seen how it has fucked up my life.
Damn.
So
Has
she's
she ever
just
said like,
but she's just coming from her personal experience. So in her personal experience, depression is real. So isn't that valid just like what you said earlier?
bro, come on now? Like, I feel like you're just joking around. Like, even like that's just not the case. Like, let's be
If
honest.
you're
But
able to say
sure.
that depression is fake or that you can just go to the gym and you're saying, well, this is what I experience in my personal experience, then my wife should be able to say, well, based on my personal experience, my husband has struggled with really severe debilitating depression. So yeah, I think depression is real.
That would be your personal experience, not really hers, but by all means, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I just think at the end of the
So
day, you don't really seem to have a whole lot of arguments. I think that you kind of have like a feeling and sort of this like idea based on what Tate said on like a TikTok you saw that depression's fake, and that's kind of all you have. You don't really seem to have any evidence to suggest that depression is not real.
I do have my personal experience. I don't need to go and find biased views online to try and support what I'm saying. I'm sure
Right,
if I
which
looked it up, I can find the exact same thing, but I'm not going to do that because
no,
I
you
am
wouldn't.
arguing
The
reason and
closest thing
facts.
you would probably find is evidence to suggest that going outside more can help significantly with depression because a lot of people struggle with depression due to vitamin D deficiencies. So there's that. Second of all, I don't know why you keep going back to like it's a biased source, bro. You're gonna have to explain to me how a fucking brain scan is a biased source.
Bro, do you not see how they could easily push the narrative by just editing it and like making stuff up? Like,
I could see it
I
if there
mean,
was
are
one
you?
single website that I'm like, hey, look, here's this obscure website called Depression is Real, you have to believe it.com. And they did the first ever brain scan, and here it is. It shows that depression's real. Then I would be able to concede, yeah, you know what? Maybe this isn't reliable. However, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing something from the National Institute of Health, from Nature, which is a scientific journal, Medical Device Network, Gateway Psychiatric Services, even Daily Mail, which is like super conservative, ResearchGate. Like this isn't just like this isn't just one source. There's a plethora of different sources, all of which are not all of which, but many of them are actually private institutions. So it's not even like any government involvement could be there when it comes to these studies.
Well, mine and Tate's personal experience do combat these, and I do believe our personal experiences and real life stuff is genuinely true.
Yeah,
You're
but I've
entitled
already
to
had
have
this
this.
argument a million times because again,
Yeah,
if we were to take your logic and extrapolate it to the most extreme, then we would all be here believing the world is flat because my personal experience is the world is
I
flat.
never said that.
I know you didn't say that, but that's the outcome of your logic.
Mm. All right, man. You're entitled to your opinion. I do wish the best for you and your family, bro. Genuinely, dude.
All right. Well,
Like,
I wish the
I
best
really
for you
hope.
as well. You're totally entitled to your opinion, and I will be over here where I'm entitled to my facts. Thank you.
All right, bro. I really do hope you.
Now I'm depressed, more so than normal. Oh shit. At least he's a nice person. I don't think he's a nice person. I think that he's being actually manipulative on purpose. We all need to pop another pill. Yeah, seriously. Now I'm depressed. Sheesh. Okay. Ian Cron, thank you for the $5 donation. Hunter, reminder to you in your chat, drink water, exercise, and keep fighting the good fight. Amen. And that is absolutely true. Keep on working hard, guys. Keep on working out. Go to the gym.